Hello children, how are you? Okay, today we are going to study new chapter from social studies, chapter 4, major landforms. Okay, new chapter, chapter 4, major landforms, and topic of the today's topic is mountains and plateaus, page number 25. So this is the chapter. Take this chapter, page number 25. We are going to study this chapter. Okay, so what do you mean by the landforms? We already know that we have different types of landforms are there, is it? We already know that, and our earth is a combination of land and water. The land, it only have very small percentage, like about 29% have land area, and 71% most of the areas is covered by water. We know that. So 71% is covered by water and 29% is covered by the land area. Among these land, some land areas are flat land, some areas are very raised lands, and some areas maybe it's not in between, it is not flat and also it is not the raised land. So different forms of lands are there, and these forms of lands we have a name that is known as landforms. Okay, so what do you mean by landforms? Okay, so the landforms are the natural forms of the land, natural shapes or features of the earth's surface is known as these landforms. Okay, so what do you mean by the landforms? The landforms are the different type shapes or features. Understood? Landforms, what do you mean by landforms? It is the different type shapes are also there, and also the features, shapes and features of the earth, that is known as landforms. And we have different types of landforms. In our earth, we have different types of landforms are there. Okay, so these are the major types of landforms. Valley is here, valley, mountain is there, plain, then coastlines, then desert, then islands, canyons, delta, volcano. Lots of types of landforms are there, but we are going to study only mountains, plains, then islands, canyons, delta, desert. Okay, these are important one we are going to study. Okay, so these are the different types of landforms. An important one, the first one is mountains. The first landforms are the mountains. What do you mean by mountains? It is a landform which raises more than 900 meters. It is above, from the sea level, it is above 900 meters. If any land that have a height above 900 meters, then it is known as, that land area is known as mountains. And mountains cover the 20% of our total land area. Among 29%, we have 29% land area, and 71% we have water area. Okay, among this 29, 20% of our land area consists mountains, that is raised land, and it is differ in height and shape. Mountains are differ in height and also shape. Some mountains are very low mountains, some mountains are very high mountains, and some shapes are like conical shapes are there, some are like this, some are flat mountains. So different shapes we can see the mountains. Now the highest point of the mountain are known as peak or summit. Peak, otherwise it have another name, summit. Clear children? So the highest point of a mountain, the highest, topmost point, this point is known as summit or peak. Clear children? So the mountains are, it is a landform which raises more than 900 meters above. Then it covers 20% of our total land area and also differ. Mountains are differing shapes and also it is differing height. Then the mountain topmost point is known as peak or summit. So this point is known as peak or summit. Clear children? Now we are moving to the next section. The mountains we already studied that is differ in height and shape. So among this shape and height that also depend upon their ages. Okay, the mountains are vary in their ages also. So according to this age, the mountains are divided into two categories. Okay, the mountains are divided into two. One is old mountains, another one is young mountains. Okay, according to the age of the mountains are divided into two categories. One is old mountain and another one is young mountains. Okay children, among these old mountains we have the important two are there. The first one is Aravallis. The Aravallis and the Appalachians. The Appalachians. The Aravallis and the Appalachians are the two important old mountains. Now next category is next division of the mountain is young mountains. Okay, young mountains important one is the Himalaya and another important one is the Alps. Clear? So these are the two important, very important one, young mountains and old mountains. According to the age of the mountains are divided into two categories, old mountains and young mountains. Among the old mountains, important one is the Aravallis and the Appalachians. And among the young mountains, the two important one is, first one is the Himalaya, then second one is the Alps. Himalaya we know that, okay, so Alps is also. Then these are the two differences. Then these are the mountains. Old mountains we have Aravallis, then Appalachians. Young mountains Himalayas and Alps. Okay, Himalayas and the Alps. Alps and Himalayas. These are the two sections. According to the age of the mountains, we divide it into two sections. One is old mountains, another one is young mountains. Old and young. Clear children? Okay, so total land area is only 29%. Among the 29%, 20% it carries for mountains. And mountains are different in shape and also their age. Shape and height is different on the base of their age. On the base of the age of the mountains, we have two divisions. One is old mountains and another one is young mountains. Okay children, next we are moving on to the next section, that is chain or range. What do you mean by chain or range? That is several mountains may join together to form a range. Several mountains like this. This is known as the range. Several mountains are there. Clear? Here also small one is there, then big one is there, then again another small, then big one. Look at this. This is known as chain or range of a mountain. Chain or range of a mountain. Several mountains may join together to form a chain or range. The greatest, longest chain we can find in South America and North America. The one is the Andes in South America. Next one is Rockies in North America. Okay, the first one is Andes in South America and the Rockies in North America. These were the greatest and highest, lengthiest chain of mountains in the world. So that is several mountains they form together. Look at, they form together like a chain. We know the chain, like a chain, several mountains group together. So that form of mountains is known as chain or range of a mountain. The lengthiest chain we can find in, and one is in South America, that is known as Andes, and in North America we can call it as Rockies. Clear children? Now the next category we are moving to the what are the important features of the mountains. Okay, what are the important features of the mountains? The first important feature is that the mountains having very thin soil. Okay, the mountains are, it is based with very thin soil. Thin soil is there and also steep slopes. Thin soil, then steep. Slope is steep. What do you mean by slope? For example, if this is the mountain, this is the slope. So this slope is very, very steep. So that is first important feature, very thin soil and steep slopes. Clear? And next category is, it is less land is available for farming or agriculture. Very less land, very less area, we can only very less area. So there is very shortage of farming. People are doing farming but in less area because of the steep slope and also the thin soil. Clear? The next one is, it is very, because of this itself, the people are thinly populated. Thinly populated meaning very less people are living. Thinly meaning less. Thinly meaning less. Very less people are living because soil is like this and steep slopes. So farming is not possible for everyone. So normally the people, most of the people will not live there. So only some people are living there. Then another important one is unsuitable climate. Climate is very difficult, extreme climate. Cold season, that is extreme climates that are prevailing in this mountain area. So unsuitable climate for living and also for growing crops. Understood children? Now next important one is the shortage of transportation. Shortage of transportation because it is not able to build road, rails. Some less roads are there, but it's not possible to give most of the roads connected. So because of all these reasons, people are thinly populated, less people are living. Clear? So these are the important features of the mountains. First important one is mountains are very thin population and thin soil, then steep slope is there. The next one is very less people are doing farming, then thinly populated, then unsuitable climate for growing and also for living, then shortage of transportation is there. Clear? So these are the important features of mountains. Clear children? Now next one, what are the importance of mountains? Why then? Because of all these features are there, then less people are living. Then why we have mountains? The first important feature is this: mountains act as a barrier against cold and hot wind. Okay, mountains act as a barrier against cold and hot winds. If any hot wind is coming or cold wind is coming, then our mountains are blocking them. Like our Himalayas are there, beyond Himalaya there is cold area. So that cold wind, it's not coming to us because of Himalayas are there. Even we have Kerala also, we have Western Ghats like Ooty, nearby that Western Ghats is there. So because of the Western Ghats, we are not receiving extreme cold and extreme hot. The Western Ghats is there, like Western, if this is the mountain area, these Western Ghats are there, they will block the wind. If this is the wind is coming, then they will block, these mountains will block. Clear? So they will, barrier meaning block, blocking the cold and hot wind. Now the next one, rivers are originating from mountains. We know that most of the rivers are originating from mountains. The next one, the slopes have rich pastoral lands and valuable forest. Slope, we already studied features, we studied that it is steep slope, but this steep slopes means it's having very rich valuable forest. Then last one, it is very important for rich in minerals. The mountains are rich in minerals. So these are the importance of the mountains. So first one is mountains act as a barrier against cold and hot winds. It blocking the cold and hot winds. Second one, it's originating, that is rivers are originating from the mountains and always may because of melting snow. Okay, some rivers are originating from there. Then next one is all the slopes have rich pasture lands and at the same time it's having very valuable forest. Next one is the mountains are rich in minerals. Clear children? So this is about the mountains. So among 20% of the land area, mountains are following. Then difference, mountains may differ in shape and height. And on the base of the age, the mountains are divided into two sections. One is young mountains and another one is old mountains. And examples also we see. After that we gone for features of the mountains. Okay, very less area people are living. The next one is the importance. Clear? Now we moving on to the next landform, that is the plateaus. Okay, this is the plateau. Plateau or have another name, that is tableland. Plateaus having another name which is known as tableland. It's a highland with a flat top. It is a highland. Look at this. This is the highland, but the top is flat. Clear? So this is known as plateaus. Plateaus have another name which is known as the tableland. Tableland have a flat top, but its land is highland. And some plateaus are very big ones, some plateaus are very small ones, some are long, some are short. So different plateaus are also differ in their shape and height. Then next one, these are the important plateaus. Among four we are studying. The first one is Deccan Plateau. This is Deccan Plateau. Then Colorado Plateau. The next one is Bolivian Plateau. These are the important plateaus. Okay, Deccan Plateau, Colorado Plateau, then Bolivian Plateau. One more plateau is there, that's known as Tibetan Plateau. So this is Tibetan Plateau, which is the largest and highest plateau in the world. This is the Tibetan Plateaus. Look at this table-like land, and this land is known as the plateau. So this is Tibetan Plateau. This Tibetan Plateau is known as the highest and almost the largest plateau in the world. Understood? Plateaus are the tableland. Tableland meaning it is flat top but steep. Slopes are very steep. Then next we are moving on to the features of the plateaus. What are the important features? The most important features is it is based on dry regions. Plateaus are located on the dry regions, very less that is hot and cold wind is it's not getting, it's only getting dry regions, that means hot region. Then it is following the leeward side of the mountains. It is located in the leeward side. What is the meaning leeward? Leeward meaning, for example, if this is the mountain area, then here the mountains are act as the barrier against. We already know that. So in this area, at this area, the table-like land will be there. Leeward side meaning it is the shadow side of the mountain. Leeward meaning it is not getting the correct sunlight because of the mountain. So mountains are there, because of that it is known as the shadow area. Leeward meaning shadow areas of the mountain. Clear? So the mountains are located in the dry regions and also it is in the leeward side of the regions. Then it's located in high altitude. Climate is, because of the high altitude, plateaus having cold region. Okay, high altitude meaning we know that altitude is going, altitude meaning height. Okay, if we are going from here to here, we feel very cold. Okay, when we are going from here to Ooty or any other area, Munnar, then we can identify that we are going to the altitude, we are changing the altitude. So from here, when you reach there, you will feel very cold. So altitude raises our climate. So it means high altitude climate is cold. Then short growing season. Dry region is there and it is in the shadow areas of the mountain. So normally growing season is very less. Then many plateaus have deep canyons. Deep canyons. Canyons meaning, what do you mean by canyons? This is the canyons. The in between the two mountain area, very small and calm river is flowing, stream is flowing, and it is very important tourist spot. And this is the Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon is an important canyon which is located in the Colorado Plateau. Colorado Plateau. Okay. Now we are going to recap. Okay, what do you mean by plateaus? What are the meaning of plateau? Plateaus are the tableland. Tableland or it's a flat top with a steep slopes. Then these plateaus are important one, and among one we are studying four. The first one is Colorado Plateau, Deccan Plateau, Bolivian Plateau and Tibetan Plateau. Tibetan Plateau is the largest and highest plateau in the world. Then we move on the importance of the plateau. Now, what are the importance of plateau? Okay, why we have plateaus? Because the plateaus are rich in minerals. The plateaus are rich in minerals. Plateaus have very rich mineral deposit, and also its grasslands are available. So it's for rearing sheep, cattle or any other things. Okay, it's for rearing sheep or cattle. So these are the two importance of the plateaus. First one is it is rich in minerals. Second one, it is grassland. Grassland is having very important one. It is importance for rearing sheep, cattle and all the things. Okay children, so take the page number 25. You have to complete the get set. According to the physical division, you have to complete this. Then take, underline the second last line of the second paragraph. Okay, second last line of the second paragraph. Mountains, plateaus, plain, desert, rivers. Underline that one. And also the first paragraph, put in bracket. First paragraph, keep in bracket. Second paragraph, the second last line, underline. Then here, take the paragraph mountains. The second line, underline the second line. Then also underline the last line of this side. The last line, highest point of a mountain is known as summit. Then summit, underline summit. Then also underline old mountains and young mountains. Underline the names also, very important one, Aravallis, Appalachians, then Himalayas and Alps. Underline all that mountains names. Then turn the page. Next one is range. Underline range. Underline range. Then importance also. These four importance keep in that is tick mark. That means you have to study. Then importance here itself, underline this area. Underline or keep in bracket. This is the mountains regions are thinly populated due to an unsuitable climate, shortage of flat land and difficulty in transportation. Then take the plateaus, the first line itself, underline. Plateaus, underline. Underline plateaus meaning you have to underline the full sentence. It's not a stable land, it's a high land with a flat top. Then also underline the examples. Deccan Plateau, all the plateaus. Examples of 4 plateaus are given, that also underline. Then importance. Here first dot is there, that also put in bracket. 3 dots are there after that importance. Okay children, read the chapter. Thank you.